Hey YouTube, Satoshi Matrix here yet again bringing you another video. On this installment of Unusual Games Showcase, I'll be showing you a Japanese exclusive GameCube game. This game in question is Nintendo Puzzle Collection. Many thanks go out to Manuel from Famicom World for providing me with his copy of the game. Again, I couldn't do without you, so I appreciate it. Alright, Nintendo Puzzle Collection is a collection of 3 Intelligent Systems puzzle games. They include Dr. Mario, Yoshi's Cookie, and the game sometimes known in the West as Tetris Attack, Pokemon Puzzle League, or simply Puzzle League. This game in Japan is known as Panel De Pon and features entirely different cast of characters. So this is a Japanese GameCube game. A Japanese GameCube game, it comes in this little tiny case that's much smaller than a standard North American or European GameCube game. So here's Cubivore, for example. Cubivore, next to Nintendo Puzzle Collection, you can see how tiny this game is compared. So to open it, you need to take the game and remove this dust sleeve. The dust sleeve comes right off. Then, open the game up and take the disc out. But wait, you can't play a Japanese game on a North American GameCube, at least not by stock. There are mod chips that allow you to do this, but I don't have one, so I'm going to have to rely on something else. There is a device out there called the Freeloader that is a region pass mod that can do it in software. I don't have one of those either, but I do have an Action Replay. The Action Replay has the same Freeloader software built right into it, so that's what I'll be using. So first, plug in the dongle, open the GameCube, and let's take the Action Replay disc and insert the Action Replay. Turn it on. GameCube boots up. So what we want to do here is we want to go to Freeloader, open the lid. So next, go to the GameCube. Open the lid, replace the Action Replay disc with the Nintendo Puzzle Collection disc. Put that in, close it, and now the game will boot. First things first, we gotta put in a GameCube memory card, so let's do that. Alright. So you have a menu of the 3 different games. You have Dr. Mario, which is actually Dr. Mario 64. So let's boot that and show you. I'm not very good at this game, but to show you some basic gameplay. Alright. Let's go back to the main menu. Next, Yoshi's Cookie. Yoshi's Cookie. Now, presumably because I have English and Japanese data on the same memory card, the text in Nintendo Puzzle Collection's Yoshi's No Cookie is this garbled text. So, let's just go and play the game. Yoshi's Cookie is a simple puzzle game where you need to select and match all these cookies so they line up. So I need to wait for more cookies to appear to match up here. And the screen ends when all cookies are matched. Alright, let's cancel and go back. The star of this collection is not Dr. Mario or Yoshi's No Cookie, but actually this one here, which is Panel De Pon. So let's select Panel De Pon. So, Panel De Pon has been around since 1995 for Japan for the Super Famicom, and it is essentially the same game as Puzzle League, Tetris Attack, or Pokemon Puzzle League. The only thing different is the Japanese original features these extremely girlish characters. In fact, almost all of the characters in the game are female. For the North American versions, Nintendo, I guess, decided that these girls wouldn't appeal to the mainstream audience, so instead they were replaced by anything from the characters from Yoshi's Island to Pokemon and to unbranded versions. So let's show you the actual game. So in this game you play as the titular character, Lip, or Firo in the Japanese version. So let's show you some actual gameplay. Versus computer, I can do it on hard. I'll do it on hard. The plot of this game involves a fairyland being invaded by this evil king or something like that. It's just fluffy stuff that doesn't really matter because it's just a puzzle game, you know. So you have this rather manga-style opening cutscene that explains Firo's little world, this land of fairies. Just gonna quickly skip over this to show you a little bit more of the cutscenes. I don't know, Fairyland is being swallowed by a tornado or something. So Firo has to go and challenge her fairy friends and then eventually defeat the bosses in this puzzle game. So here's another girl. Her name is Think, which is bizarre. Alright, actual gameplay. The gameplay consists of matching 4 or more of these little panels together. The game, of course, has nothing to do with Tetris, but since it's a puzzle game, it was released in the West originally under the name Tetris Attack. I'm not actually really sure why this game never left Japan. Maybe it's because Nintendo didn't want to bother localizing and changing Panel De Pon yet again. which is what they would be required to do. I'm not actually doing very well. Let's see if I can win. Yes, I can. Alright, let's go back. So, in addition to the 3 puzzle games that Nintendo Puzzle Collection offers, it also offers this 4th option, and that is the Game Boy Advance GameCube Link. If you have a GameCube to Game Boy Advance link cable, you can connect any Game Boy Advance, and with the onboard 256 kilobytes memory, you can install the original games without the need for a cartridge that lasts until you power off the Game Boy Advance. So I'm going to show you guys how this works. So what we want to do is we want to take the GameCube Game Boy Advance link cable, plug that in. Alright, whoops. Go to the menu here. Let's do Dr. Mario, which will put on the NES version of Dr. Mario on the Game Boy Advance. So, let's plug this in. Like this. Open it up. Turn it on, and you'll notice there's nothing there. Now, I'm going to press the A button on the GameCube controller. This will download Dr. Mario to the Game Boy Advance. And again, here's Dr. Mario on the Game Boy Advance. Unplug it. No cartridge. Completely independent. It's now in the 256K of onboard memory. So here's the NES version of Dr. Mario. And again, turn it off, turn it back on again, and it's just gone because it's temporary memory. Alright, so let's plug this back in. Let's go back. Now let's show you the NES version of Yoshi's Cookie. So you need to wait for these cookies to fill at the top of the screen. And once that happens, here's the original version of Yoshi's Cookie. Although that's near impossible to show on camera. Alright, off, on again. And finally, the last game is a sort of stripped down version of Panel De Pon for the Super Famicom. Now this is the biggest game, so it takes the longest to load into the Game Boy Advance's onboard memory. But you can do it, and this is actually a pretty cool thing. It will only last until you turn off the Game Boy Advance. But even so, it's pretty cool because these games in this format were never released. Even the Puzzle League in the Dr. Mario Puzzle League Game Boy Advance collection does not contain the same version of Puzzle League or Panel De Pon as what is available here. So let's show you the game. And again, Panel De Pon on the Game Boy Advance. Unplug. No cartridge, just playing it right off of the Game Boy Advance. Alright, well that basically wraps it up. So this is Nintendo Puzzle Collection for the Japanese GameCube. A pretty cool import, especially if you like puzzle games. Dr. Mario 64, it's good. It's okay. Yoshi's Cookie, I've never really been that fond of this game, but it's okay. But the real highlight, again, is Panel De Pon. Panel De Pon is such a good puzzle game. It's so addictive, it's so fun. Play this game no matter how you can. It's available for the Game Boy Color, the original Game Boy, the Super Nintendo, the GameCube, as shown here. It's for the DS. I don't think there's a Wii version, but, you know, I might be wrong. Anyway, it's a great game, and it's well worth importing. So thanks again for watching, and see you guys next time.